Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Idiots Outreaching Around. In this episode,
Hey there, how are you? Hello, welcome back.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Idiots Buy Shit Boxes That Don't Run and try and get them working again. I bought this Buick here for a work car from our editor Jason's old man. Said it's been sitting for a year or so. I'm gonna say maybe about 3. License plates are 2018 last registered, but I just hooked it up to the battery on my truck, and we do have lights. It hasn't ran for a while. Said it was missing a little bit, and one of the wheel bearings or brakes is locked up. I got some parts ordered here. I've actually already washed this thing. It's been sitting for quite some time. As you can see, ran out of time and missed the spot there, but she cleaned up fairly good, and we're gonna try and it's Saturday at 7:10. We're gonna try and get this thing running so I can drive it to work on Monday, hopefully. Definitely gonna need another tire also, but basically, if you're like me and don't want to spend $4,000 on a running work car, because the market's so inflated right now, find you a nice old sitting out in a field Buick for $300 and replace all the things that you probably were going to end up replacing anyway on your $4,000 Buick. So what we're going to do is spark plugs, wires, coil packs. Going to obviously change the oil and the filter. I got rotors and pads, wheel bearings for all 4 sides. I got a mass airflow sensor because I know that's a common problem on these. I've actually owned one before and had a couple more in the family that have done the same thing. Needed a new mass airflow sensor. And that front oxygen sensor right there behind the motor has also been an issue, so I ordered those as well. I do have it up to power. Nothing's on fire, but there is a couple wires that might have been a meal of a mouse somewhere along the line, so I don't see anything smoking yet. It does have oil, so I can't see that. It's got oil and it's got coolant in it, so I think what we're going to do is see if she'll turn over. Look at this thing, leather seats at the works. How many miles are on it? I honestly haven't even looked at this car yet. We literally got there to Jason's dad's, loaded this thing up on the trailer with a skid loader, and off we went. 251,000 miles, baby. So we're probably biggest concern is going to be transmission. I know these things are pretty prone to throwing their transmissions right out the bottom. But if we get to that point, we'll just have another video of putting transmission in this thing. But let's see if she'll turn over, if I can figure out how to turn the air off. If we can hear. Okay. Here we go. Not enough juice yet. Alright, I've tried a couple more times, high idling the truck and whatnot. Finally figured out how to turn the headlights off. Ran the truck for a little while longer. let's give her another go, huh? No fuel or no spark. I guess we'll move on from here. Well, I think I left you at 7 on Saturday. Gonna drive the car to work on Monday. It's Wednesday at 10:02. Didn't go very well. Cranked on this thing for quite a while after my last clip, and I never heard the fuel pump kick on at all. So I spent some time tracing wires down, taking the back seat apart, digging around under the car to see if anything was chewed up, and I don't see any problems with it. So I ordered a new fuel pump that's supposed to be here Saturday. Hopefully that's the issue. Jason's on his way over now. Help me start working on the rest of this stuff. We're gonna do all the rest of the ignition shit. Spark plugs, wires, coil packs, sensors, and maybe get to the wheel bearings and brakes and whatnot sometime this afternoon. But for now, we'll start working on this stuff. I'll probably start with fixing this. I doubt that has anything to do with my no start issue, because I believe that's just the coolant temperature sensor. But I'm gonna patch that up. So far, crawling around in this thing, that's the only wires that I found chewed up. There was some evidence of mice in the back seat around the fuse boxes and whatnot. The fuse box and the battery are under the back seat in these bad boys, but nothing's chewed on, so heck it. Look here what the cat dragged in his fancy new fucking Silverado. Decides to park right in my grass. Good dick. Shut up.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you? Channel hasn't been properly introduced to your new truck yet, Jason. I don't think they've been formally introduced to mine either. Look, guys, look how much money the bank will give us. Look at this.
Idiots.
Wow. What do you think? Look a little better, power washed off?
Yeah, it looks clean.
look at the roof.
All right, Dan.
All right, Dan. Got all our
Spark plugs, wires, coil packs. Got a new mass airflow sensor. Is that it? Took the air filter out because it's kind of dirty. No rat's nest, so that's good. Blake's gonna check fuel pump plugged in. Good to go. Redid this wire, this sensor. Send it. Alright, I don't think we got fuel. Blake's got a fuel pump on the way, but we're gonna check spark just to make sure that we got some. Alright. Yeah. Couldn't really tell, but it was sparking. Well, it was, as it was running, it was sparking there,
okay.
where it was hitting the
Okay, that's
grounded. So we got spark,
we got spark.
just no fuel. Took the fuel feed line off and cranked it just to see if we got fuel coming up, and we got nothing. So either fuel filter is completely plugged, or fuel pump's not running, but we can't hear the fuel pump prime. So that's probably what it is.
Yeah, baby.
Goddamn cheap cars.
Why you make me buy this?
For fun. Daredevil Blake just gonna full send it. Oh my god, it fucking worked. Holy shit, he's a genius. I'm surprised the bumper's still on there. Let's fucking go. And the tire held all the air.
Let's go, baby.
I don't know how that fucking worked, but it did. The bumper is still alive. Blake is still alive.
Go, baby.
Tyler's car trailer is halfway alive. I mean, still alive.
It's all the way alive. Didn't even fuck it up that much.
Holy little smokies.
Lost a little car here.
That's just weight reduction.
That'll blow off going on down the road.
Just weight reduction. Ain't nothing but a thing.
Day 248 of Buick Work Car Revive. It is now Monday the 27th, 3 p.m. We started this on the 18th, Saturday, and I was hoping to drive it to work on the 20th, last Monday. But as you probably have seen, we ran into a few issues, fuel pump being the biggest one. And, you know, some other people on this channel probably would say, why didn't you just go to Napa in town and order a fuel pump? I've been there the same day or next day. Well, this is a budget Buick Revive. Here, we're not spending $150 at Napa for a fuel pump, or $300 for wheel bearings for this thing. We're doing this cheap. $300 car, no sense in putting in a $150 fuel pump. So we waited on Amazon. We got us our $48 fuel pump here. First thing I'm going to do is pump the bad gas. Pump the bad gas out of the fuel tank, because it is dark orange and it is very rank. It smells bad. There's probably some sediment in the bottom of the tank, so just we'll pump that out, clean it out, and I do have a fuel filter coming, but we'll see if it'll fire before I get that in, because I just want to hear this thing run. I've been kind of shy about putting the rest of the wheel bearings and brakes and stuff on this thing, mainly because I haven't heard it run yet. Don't want to put $600-700 in parts onto this car before I even hear the damn thing run. Another issue we ran into after the last clip, me and Jason got it. We did get it unloaded. This back wheel was seized up. It was just the brakes were locked onto the rotor. So we got all that taken apart. We were going to put the new brakes on, and realized that there's no brake fluid in this car. So probably some bad brake lines, especially looking under this car. It's fairly rusty. So we'll see if we can get it running today, and then try and address the brake issue and start working on the rest of the wheel bearings and brakes and rotors. Hopefully don't need any new calipers. Probably have to go rent the tool from Napa or O'Reilly's for the back brake calipers. They have to turn and push in at the same time. Normally you can get them with like a set of needle nose pliers or something, kind of wedge it in the grooves and push and twist at the same time, and it'll go back in. But these ones haven't moved for so long that, well, I can't do that. So we'll have to probably rent the tool. So next thing we're gonna work on is rigging up this old Tyler Calhoun shipbox 12 valve special here, and we're gonna pump out this bad gas out of the fuel tank. I don't know if we can see inside there. Not very well with no light, but it's nasty. It's pretty bad. So let's hope we don't blow ourselves up here with this contraption. Did have the trunk and the door shut on this car with the old fuel pump out, and figure I better open her up for a bit to air out, because it was pretty fumy in there. Let's see what we can do here though. All right, got our sweet little fuel pump here rigged up. Let's see how long before we can clog this filter. Got her wired up to the old Ford here, and let's give her all the way. Come on. Oh, that don't sound good. Turns out you just gotta let this thing chooch for a little bit. That's how it's supposed to sound, but we are officially pumping our bad fuel out of the tank slowly. She's getting plugged up. It was going a lot better a second ago. Looks as though we've got most of the bad gas out of there. What is that? Do you belong to? Don't know. Be alright. Doesn't look terrible in there, to be honest. Let's see if you can fit in there. Oh. Yeah, good enough. There was only about, I don't know, 2 gallons in there, so not as bad as I thought. Let's go get some new gas, slap the pump in, see if she'll start up. Let's go. All right, fam, friends and fans, let's give her a shot. Fuel pump's in. See if she'll fire. First start in 3 years or so. Running. Sounds a little weird. There's no air filter in there and the air box is not hooked up, so it's sucking some air, but she's running, boys. Let's go. You love to see it. How's she sound? Oh yeah. Progress. Now let's see if we can get the damn thing to stop. Hopefully the transmission's working too. I think I'm probably gonna, with no brakes, drive it down around up on the highway and up to the driveway at the garage on the pavement, and hopefully I can roll it up there and slam it in park before she starts rolling around. So let's go. Love to see it. All right, we have literally 0 brakes. Love to see it. I don't know if I can jam this thing in gear here. Let's see. Oh, well, that's a bad sign. I'm gonna guess probably bad alternator. Great. All right, let her charge for a minute while I put the air filter back in. Let's give her away. Fuck. That was cool. Good times.
Got a problem with the weather?